was what we look like,
Yeah.
and basically they basically got to deal with you know black men in America in these days and time, what we look like to other races, you know,
Man.
and try to dispel some of the stereotypes that they done put on us. You know, we've been marginalized and disrespected since we've been in this country.
Yep.
And one of the reasons, one thing is we don't know ourselves in order to
Yep.
fight back against that narrative that's being taught out there. So that's what I want to talk about today. I did a little research, got some studies, from this place called the Brookings Institute. Excuse me. And they did a study basically to see, on every aspect of education, incarceration, health, financially. They did studies to find out where basically where black men place, on the totem pole in the United States. Us suppliers than anybody, we are the less paid, most overworked, period.
Oh yeah.
Less health care. Um, and it really starts with being literate about your situation and understanding your situation.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of hard to disagree with somebody when they telling you black men don't do nothing but lead their kids, black men don't do nothing but this and that and the other. It's hard to argue when you ain't got nothing to back it up because
Yeah.
that's all you may have seen,
Yeah.
you know. But the thing is, we all got the power to change our own narrative, regardless of what they say about us, you know. You can fix that yourself, really.
Oh yeah.
So then that's basically what it was about.
Yeah. 'Cause, the thing that get me is
for the victory lap though. Whoa, whoa. They ain't never seen nothing like this before. Lit the room when I came through the front door. Ask me if I stress overcome, what for? Train in the trees, please pardon my sycamore. Touch burning sands, cross lands and stormy shore seasons in the year, yeah. Ain't no channel for champions and chain no fear. Yup, the champ is here, switch gears. We're keeping haters in the rear. At the blood, sweat, and tears, and my goal so near. I see my victory so clear. I see my victory so clear. And today, we break through. 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 And today, we break through.
I guess I can say it because like most folks kind of lived it. You've been all over the world, all over the U.S., and whether you in Columbus, Atlanta, Des Moines, Iowa, New York City, Cancun, to Germany, it doesn't matter. You still get the same treatment.
Mm.
And, most of it is by stereotypes, because of what folks think. They think, the big black dude gonna rock me.
Yeah.
The big black dude, I better get on the other side of the road. It's like the day I was in Valdosta. Went to lunch, and there's a couple of white kids behind me. And, just like I normally do, I held the door open for them.
Mm.
They wouldn't come in.
Oh, really?
They stood there and looked and waited for their mom and dad. And I'm like, I mean, I get it, but these wasn't babies either.
Right.
Teenagers.
Right.
Then I'm gonna tell you this, and my mama can back it up. She was there. Luna was there too. Last Saturday, we went out to Hopewell, to where my dad's parents up there, at my grandparents, and we were leaving back out, and there was two white girls on a 4-wheeler. You know, my Uncle Carl was in the front, and then it was me and my Aunt Doris. It was all trailing. He went this way, we went that way, but he stopped and just say, hey, you know, if you go right, then go down, negative right, whatever, you know, you'll come out where you need to be. Okay. The two white girls came out of this yard that was like right by the red light or stop sign. Ain't no red lights in Ideal. Or stop sign in Ideal. And they looked and saw us, and it was like deer headlights.
Didn't know what to do.
The white girl, he took off so fast, she liked to flip the other girl off the back of the 4-wheeler.
Wow. And
then, went as fast as she could to duck down in the woods. And then, my mama said it. She said, they just trying to make sure black folks don't bother.
Yeah.
Like, oh, what do they have that I want anyway? But that's what's been put in their mind.
Yeah, that's the stereotype.
If you see black people out here in the country, they probably up to no good. So go hide. And they went and hid. And as soon as we passed, they came back out of the woods.
Yeah.
Like, you got to be kidding me.
No, unfortunately,
most of the people live in Idea black.
Yeah, but the funny thing about it though, I don't know what episode it was. I know we recorded it. You might have been there when Jackie said that he didn't think the young kids today saw race like like it was like we saw it. I'm like, I disagree with you on that, bro, because
they
trust
see it
me
differently. They see it through the social media lens.
Well, but does it matter though if you being taught this in your household on a regular basis? So
the thing is, and that's the key thing is the teaching. Yeah. Because right now, granted, my mama helped me learn a lot, but what was my kindergarten teacher? Miss Calloway, I think that was her name. Miss Carol, something like that, kindergarten, and
yeah, I know you're talking about
first grade. And then I wouldn't know the alphabet if I wasn't never taught it.
Yeah.
So if you don't teach your kids to be afraid of a certain sect of people, then they won't be. But this is the thing that's happening, and this go into something else, go into another little sticky situation. All right. Some of the teaching is teaching the kids when they get old enough to not fear it, but be curious about it.
Yeah.
All these little, what they say on life, who the pappy of this here chocolate baby. That's how it's happening. It's the curiosity of it.
Well, yeah, and that's the difference, because they just believe what their parents said back in the day. They didn't have social media and stuff to look at and see that that if you're looking at it close enough, hey man, black people ain't much different than me.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? It's bad on every side.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's good and bad on both sides. It's on every You got an asshole is an asshole. It don't really matter what color they are.
Exactly.
I've known butts and just pure assholes. I mean, it's always been at least one that I knew. And once that one kind of out of my function, out of my world, another one enters. You know what I'm saying? So
And
I have to tell my son this all the time. You're gonna always have to deal with an asshole, whether they're your age or older, and sometimes younger.
yeah,
It all depends. You
yeah.
know,
'Cause
he
I
been
mean,
having an issue with a
I
teacher that
actually
keep
work with
getting at
one.
him about nonsense. I'm sorry,
That
say it again.
I mean, I actually work with one,
No.
and when I tell you, it's some of the worst I've ever seen.
Yeah.
You know, and like we just hired a new HR guy at work, right?
Mm-hmm.
HR guy, and this in 50 years of existence, first time ever having a true HR person that went to school to be an HR person.
No.
So, and it's a brother.
Mm-hmm.
So now it's two of us, and they're worried.
Wow,
I
really?
was like, you know, the thing is, if you do what you're supposed to do in the work environment, you would have nothing to fear.
Right. Well, see, that's the thing I don't understand about certain cultures. Well, y'all know I can't talk. Certain cultures.
Yeah.
That fear, you know, okay. I heard a lady say, on a TikTok, something I was looking at, that because my melanin in my skin is darker than yours, I am always armed and dangerous.
Yeah.
You know, and that's something that we have to live with.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of the stresses of being a black man in
Yeah.
America. You know, no matter what you do, my son is about 6'3", 6'4", something like 6'2", 6'3", you know, and he ain't small by a long shot. You know, I have to talk to him constantly about being able to resolve issues without turning to anger.
Yeah.
Because like I tell him all the time, and we're gonna talk about the police in the school system too, because this needs to be addressed. But that's for another time. But they got police in the school system. Okay. They are the ones at his school are some of the most aggressive cops I have ever seen in my life. All the teacher got to do is say, come get him. And they will come get him. They will harass them. They talk to them and question them without a parent, without no supervision whatsoever. And they will take everything that child said and turn it against them.
Yeah.
You know, so automatically 6'3", you know, about 340, 350. He is a threat all day, every day. All he got to do is get pissed off one time, and they're gonna be calling us talking about come get him.
Yeah.
If you don't go to jail, because they have railroaded some kids that have went to jail and had to do alternative school because of crap that we used to get sent to the office for. They blocking them up. Yeah. You know, you get into a fist fight, they sent you home. They didn't put you in jail. Yeah. You sitting in a YDC because you got in a fight at school.
That's crazy.
You know what I'm saying? It's crazy.
The crazy. Times have changed.
Yeah.
And the thing is like it used to be to where, you know, granted, I mean, been stupid parents since the beginning of the time, but for the most part, in our time, I don't care if you was the bad kid. The bad kid didn't want the principal or the teacher calling mom, or dad, or grandma, how bad they were, or granddad. You don't want that, and I guarantee you, if your mom was at work, you don't want the school Reverend Black calling Miss Bernice.
No,
you sure didn't want that.
And you know it was bad because my mom used to work at the school.
Yeah.
Oh my God! All they had to say, "Well, I'm going to get your mama," and I straightened up quick.
Yeah.
You know, my mama did not play that. Yeah. Oh my God!
And that's the thing that's unfortunate is, you know, and that was, you know, on that stuff with the workplace. Their level of comfort with the conversations it need to be fixed. Need to be careful.
I think there'd be a test sometime.
Yeah.
If on two fronts. To see what they get away with and to get a rise out of you.
Yeah. And
you know.
So they
can point their fingers and say, see, I told y'all.
Yep.
Just another one.
Yep.
He ain't no different.
Yep.
Why is he over me?
Because like prime example, Lissa, the young, I won't say he's Mexican, but he's of Hispanic or Spanish orient.
Mm-hmm.
He's a uber Republican.
Really? That always
very
that boggles my mind. But,
yeah,
okay.
Yeah, that's his right, whatever. But I don't get it. Some of the stuff that I've heard them, I won't say them. I've heard this one other person say to him, that other dude should be fired already.
Yeah,
because it's not
have a problem with
ethical. It's not ethical in the workplace to have anything to say about anybody's race, creed, origin, sexual orientation, religion, and you doggone sure need to leave politics out of work, because everybody's not going to agree with what you say.
Right.
Because granted, I'm a Democrat now, but do that mean I vote for every Democrat?
No.
No.
And I don't think they think like that
for the job.
I don't believe they think like that. I've said it, and I've meant it on several occasions, in conversation that if John Kasich had to stay in the race, I was voting for John Kasich.
Yeah.
I didn't care what that man, what party he was with. He was the only one in that election that actually had a solid plan on getting America back on track. I mean, he laid out a plan. Go to his website, looked it up, did some research on what he was talking about. I like he really got a plan.
Yeah.
But it got, it faded away into the foolishness.
Yeah.
That was going on, and all this name calling, and all this trashing each other, and not,
And then what got me is, and they asked me this question. Seriously, asked me this question. See, did you see Kanye on Tucker Carlson? Like, y'all really asked me
that. Yeah, I don't watch Fox News.
Dude, I was like, I got it deleted. Even if it was there, skip past it. I'm not gonna give them 1 second of ratings from my address.
Right.
So no. And
yeah,
Kanye's a clown.
I mean,
he's a billionaire clown.
He is a mental health. He needs to be seen for mental health issues for real. I mean, and the thing about it is, he even admitted to that White Lives Matter T-shirt thing that he did. He did it just to draw attention to his fashion show. And he flat out said that's what he did it for. He don't care.
This is the same person when he had sense that said George Bush does not care about black people.
I know, on live TV,
but I know he care about one.
Yep.
George be breaking his neck, doggone, sitting next to Michelle.
It's a conspiracy theory, but I ain't even gonna get into that about, they all kinfolk some kind of way.
No telling.
Yeah. But
the thing that they get me with all that is, granted, all that conversations that should be had, but there's a time and a place for it. That's why we got forums like this.
Yeah. I just don't understand that, like I said, another thing that boggles my mind. If this person can do a better job than that person, I know you said this already. I just want people to not be swayed by all that bull they see on TV. Yeah. Do your research, people. Yeah. It's public record. You can find this stuff on. You can Google this stuff and get answers. Yeah. So you really don't have to rely on this crap they be putting on TV and all this. And I look at it like this: y'all are wasting millions and millions of dollars throwing mud at each other, when really most people have already made up their mind who they vote for. You know, if you believe that Herschel Walker will actually do a better job, you're gonna vote for him.
Yeah.
If you believe Warnock, you're gonna vote for him.
But
All of that stuff on TV don't matter. If you're curious about what the other person has or has not done, it's public record. You can go look it up.
That was what I was saying about, when I was in the doctor's office and they showed the commercial. This white lady was sitting by me. What would make her comfortable enough to tell me who she was voting for? And I told her, I said, "Ma'am, you have the right to your opinion, but I'm not gonna share mine with you if that's what you're looking for." I'm not.
No. But let's get back to this though. Okay, I was reading this article from the Brookings Institute. And you can go and read it for yourself. It's at Brookings, BROOKINGS.edu, and you can look up this study right here. And it basically was talking about the stresses of being a black man in America. There are several disparities in the black race, especially for black men and black fathers. And the number one thing on the list was education.
Yeah.
Our men are less likely to pursue higher education because of another thing on the list, economics. You know what I'm saying? Economics was one of the biggest things that played into higher learning. And it wasn't necessarily the test scores of not being able to test good, all of the myths that they say about, our kids, they don't test well. Well, some of those tests are biased because, if you giving that test to somebody in the hood versus somebody in a pretty affluent neighborhood, then, the question you ask in the affluent neighborhood, whether they black or white, they probably gonna get better answers. And the school system is probably better in that neighborhood. Yeah. You giving these tests to somebody in the hood who don't have the resources to go even attempt to try to study for an SAT, their scores are not gonna be as high. You have one or two shining students in there, just despite where they live, they push through. But for the most part, though, our men not being highly educated, comes from pure economics. The pure economics of their neighborhood, where they from, and this, that, and the other. All right, the other one was the criminal justice system. Come on, y'all. Y'all already know the numbers.
Yeah.
We are 8 times more likely to serve more than a 5-year sentence than anybody else in this country. And I mean anybody else. Also, Native Americans was on that list as well. Yeah. Of people of color that serve, twice as much time as, and I don't want you to pick on white folk because it was actually not just white people. It was any other race. Yeah. Any other race in America, period. We do more time. And I know a lot of people gonna say, well, hey, stop doing stuff to go to jail. I get that. If you did something, if you did something and it warrant you going to jail, by all means, go on in there. Yeah. Take your licks. You made a mistake, take your licks, grow from it. Be a better person from it. Don't continue to keep doing dumb shit. Yeah. But there are a lot of black men in jail who didn't do nothing to deserve the sentences that they got. I won't say they didn't do nothing. A lot of them didn't do nothing. But, like I said, this melanin in my skin, I'm always a weapon.
Oh, yeah.
I'm always armed and I'm always dangerous. Yeah. Regardless of, what status I am. Now, they don't care if you got money or not. All they see is this right here.
Yep.
All right. You got any comments on that?
No. I guess when I was younger, I didn't understand. Because, when we were 16, 17, we started driving. Right. Dad would always say, point A, point B, point A. And he said, don't have no more than 2 or 3 heads in that car. And if you get pulled over, don't look back. Pull over. He said, as soon, or if even if the police get behind you, don't do this.
Yeah.
I
don't know what that was
now.
about, but yeah.
Man, I'm about 50, and I don't do that now.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes you see an accident or something, I be wanting to rubberneck so bad. My dad be right here. Keep your eyes straight, boy.
Yeah.
Because I mean, and it happened to me in America a few years back. Me and Linda down there trying to be nosy. I was doggone police didn't get behind us and pulled us over in front of Sneakers.
Oh wow, really?
And then he had did his due diligence. He said, do you have I had that Bonneville at the time. He said, do you have a 2001 Pontiac Bonneville? I said, yeah. He was like, well, the sticker go to that. I was like, it do? And then we had Alabama plates at the time too. I was like, man. I'm gonna go to jail. But the guy was like, he said, well, y'all have a good day. Because I know he had already checked everything.
Oh yeah,
they can tell you everything they want to know.
If he told you that stick ain't going to cut, trust me, he had ran all that.
And you gotta think, that stick up is hold on. How big is it?
Oh, it's about
this big.
Inch by inch, yeah.
It's about big as a matchbook.
Yep.
So he was able to get all that before. I mean, and this was literally from back where the little side street where Wendy's is, going around the corner and pulling up in front into Sneakers. Not a quarter of a mile.
No.
I said, man, he got all that information, just that fast.
But let me say this, they do have plate readers. That little plate reader in the window of that car, it look at that tag and it can see the numbers on there.
Oh, but magnified.
Yeah. It's gonna check all of that.
Because the only thing I see is the color. All I know is 2023 is red.
Yeah. But that's the thing though. It's that plate reader is, boy, it's something. That's something special. It is something special. But okay, so let's get back to this. All right, I said education, criminal justice system, health. You know how unhealthy black men are in this country. It was astounding. And I'm only giving y'all the cliff notes, by the way. I strongly suggest that you go look this up at brookings.edu.
We don't go to the doctor.
Institute. We don't. And I've said this to y'all before. I've had guys around my age or maybe a little bit older say, I ain't going to, you go to the doctor when you're sick. I don't feel sick, so I ain't going to the doctor. Well, why you want to wait till you get sick to go to the doctor? You need to get checkups regularly, especially when you start to get our age. Prostate exams, getting checked, all that macho bull about, I don't want nobody sticking no finger in my butt and all this kind of thing. You better go get that junk checked, man. Especially, for us, both our fathers have had prostate cancer. We are at risk already. Yeah. So I whatever, save me. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to go there.
And that's one of those deals where a lot of folks don't understand because they think, they don't want nobody mess with their man, or they're not going to be able to.
Oh, we're gonna get into that too in a minute.
They get an erection like they used to, and all that. But
hey, well, since we on the subject,
it's medicine for that too.
Yeah, since we on the subject, okay. I'm putting all this data out here because I'm leading up to something, so I'm gonna hold that for a second. But you're absolutely right, though. And like I said, all of these are the stresses that a black man have to face in America. All right. So we just talked about the criminal justice system. We're talking about health now. Me and Jackie just did a whole show about health, and I'm not sure if I put it out yet. It might not be out. If y'all haven't seen it yet, it's coming. Employment. That's another issue that we have. You ain't you didn't have enough money to go to college. Now you ain't got no college degree. Your education is probably lax. You know, you facing jail at any moment. You know, your health bad. Now you can't find a job.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I ain't singing. I'm not singing the war is me's. I just, if you understand what the disparity is at, if you understand the separation, if you understand the unjustness of it, you might push to try to do a little bit better on your own instead of waiting for somebody to save you.
Yeah.
You know, if you know these things, you know, one of the biggest things that one of the biggest reasons that I learn different and I learn more is because I seek knowledge. And when I find out I'm doing something that is just ain't doing me no good, you know, I try my best to change it. So, you know, I know these are things, these are kind of gimmies for us, you know, especially black men who done lived a little while. You know, these are gimmies. We already know this stuff. But it might be a young dude out there somewhere that don't understand that the cards are already stacked against you. You know, you came out the womb behind.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, but if you know these things and you know that this stuff is out here to try to set up roadblocks for you, you could probably deal with it and learn how to get around.
Yeah.
You know, do your research, you'll figure out a way.
Yeah.
You know, but don't let nobody tell you your circumstance up and here go another one. It was mentorship for fatherhood. There's a lot of us got babies out here and didn't have no daddy to teach us how to be dad.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I went through this. That's my own personal experience. A lot of stuff I want to know, a lot of the things that could have helped me so much earlier in life had I just known. You know, had I just had a dude that I trust to sit down and talk to me. You know, when I got married, when I first started paying bills, when, you know, how to save money, just, you know, how to be the head of a household and, you know, stand your ground and fight for your family when, you know, when you at risk of separating and you got kids involved and being a good father, even if you're not there. You know, there was a lot of stuff I could have learned from having an older mentor or a father figure in my life. My stepfather passed when I was about 19. So, you know, I didn't have him long. You know what? Like once I understood and started to appreciate him, that's when, you know, he passed. So, you know, I didn't get the manhood lesson from him that I should have got. You know, and he was feeling a void for me, and I didn't realize how much of it until he was gone. You know, so but I say that to say this. You know, if you don't listen to the show, if you do listen to the show, tap somebody and say, "Hey man, go watch this. Hey man, go watch that." You know, like I said, we're not perfect. We don't know everything. Some of the stuff we say might be absolutely positively wrong. All you gotta do is come in and let me know, because like I said, when I'm told I'm doing something wrong, I'm gonna do my research. So if I said it, if we've said anything in the past that you just can't get with, or you think we just dead wrong, do your research, prove me wrong, tell me about it. You know, because this whole platform is to make sure that we talk to one another. You know, and we can help each other out in that area, and move, you know, so we can move forward as men and put aside all this craziness, man. It's a lot going on in this world that if the black men in the neighborhood stood up for something, a lot of this stuff won't be going on. You know. So, but the fatherhood mentorship, that's, you know, that's because a lot of the fathers, when they don't know how to be fathers. Like I said, you don't have to be with a woman to be a good father. You know, but
because I mean, if you were raised in that situation, I wouldn't even say raised in it. You might have not been raised in it, but the dudes that was getting all the good women and calling women out their name and laying up and having babies all over town, that might have been who you looked up to.
Yeah.
Even though you had a right set of circumstances under your roof, but the dude down the street with a little piece of money, a car, a few women, babies here and there, he made you feel like he was the man.
That was the way to go. Yeah. That's what you want to be like.
You know, not at one point did that guy say, you know, man, I don't want you to be like me.
Yeah.
I want you to be better than me.
Yeah.
Because what I'm doing ain't right. Because a lot of times pride won't let them say it. They know they wrong.
Yeah.
But pride won't let them say, you know, I don't want this feel like. I want you to be better. So if you be better, then your kids can be better, and then their kids can be better, and then 2 or 3 generations down the line, we might have some millionaires in our hands. We might have some doctors, lawyers, and granted, it don't take money to get there, but it do take determination.
You know, put your energy in what you want to be. You know, I don't. Another thing that boggles my mind is these young guys fighting over streets and territory. You know, just this crew fighting this crew just because. What are y'all fighting about? It ain't nothing. I promise you, there's nothing out there worth your life. And they killing each other left and right like it ain't nothing. Like it's a video game and you're gonna get another life. It's once it's over, it's over. Once you put somebody in the ground, your life is pretty much over.
Yeah.
You know, so I mean, and I'm not speaking from an old man's point. I remember we used to run a gun all the time. You know, it wasn't nothing new. But, you know, we did have people watching out for us. And we tried to do better. You know, we strived to be better. You know, we did a lot of dumb stuff. Who don't? You know, that part of growing up is doing the dumbest shit possible.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And seeing how far you... Yeah.
I did some of that growing. New bill.
Yeah, my early 20s, man, I thought I was invincible.
Yeah.
I really did. I just thought when no harm will ever come to me, nothing I did. I was really wrong.
Man, I would come home, get on 19, turn the lights off, and press that little green truck to the floor. I don't know why. It just because you think it's gonna always be a tomorrow.
My problem was drinking. Yeah. I remember I came to Atlanta. I went by a wholesale liquor store one time, and Illy can tell you about this. When I had that white Mustang, I stopped at the wholesale liquor place. I had an entire trunk, boxes of liquor, just boxes of liquor. Came to Ellaville, and we drank the entire weekend. I was so drunk that Tuesday morning I was still throwing up. I was so drunk because before I left, we drank all of it. Man, it was rough. So
the future shows. I got some stuff that I can talk about health.
Okay.
Because you know, there's some other stuff I got going beside my back. I'm more than willing to share that because I don't want nobody to go through what I went through and going through.
Yeah.
So they go around, you know, I give because if anything about prostate health, back, heart, I got stories to tell.
Okay, we'll definitely put that on the list of things because we got a lot, man.
Yeah,
I keep telling people we got a lot of shows this season. A lot of shows. It's just been our time has just been off, and everybody ain't been able to be on at the same time. And some of these subjects I really want to save till we can all get together.
Yeah.
You know, whether we have to. I'm thinking about maybe doing some Saturdays live.
Yeah,
you know, maybe midday or Saturday afternoon.
Oh yeah.
Because I want us to, I really want people to engage, you know, and the more I think about people engaging, I'm leaning toward at least once a week or maybe every 2 weeks that we do a live show, you know, and it could be on Friday night. It don't matter, you know, whenever whenever the most people of you know, I actually thought about going live tonight, but I didn't have time to set up for it. So
it's all
like,
good.
but I'm gonna bring that to the rest of the group too about going live. At least once every 2 weeks, if not every week. But and we can still do our recordings.
Because that's the stuff that's kind of near and dear to my heart, especially right now.
Yeah.
Because like I said, I got I won't show the bad pictures, but I got pictures. I got the warning signs, and not from nothing I read, what I know.
Right.
When you go, if you go and you get your blood drawn once a year or twice a year, knowing how to read it, knowing what that PSA means for your age range, all that stuff is very important. It won't ever be zero. Please believe it won't ever be zero.
Mm-hmm.
But knowing that, just because the range say I should be between 3 and 20. No, what's the range for your age? It's a difference.
Right.
It's a big difference.
That's another thing too we're gonna talk about in the near future about testosterone levels. The older you get, the more you lose them.
Oh, yeah.
I went through some things that I don't want to talk about now. I'm gonna wait till we get this, everybody on the show. But I'm gonna share some experiences that I had with low T cell counts and all that kind of stuff. It's something else. I didn't even know how that stuff really affects you until it started happening to me.
What I'm
saying? So but we're gonna leave that for another show. Let me finish this Perkins Institute study up. And the last thing that I wrote down, I took notes. Like I said, please go to Brookings.edu and read this article all the way through. Of course, I don't have everything in here. I just took a few notes, stuff that I want to mention. And the last thing that the data showed was a black man raised by low-income parents faced twice the risk of remaining stuck in intergenerational poverty. Now, I have known that to be true. I know people who grew up in poverty and they still in poverty and their kids are in poverty. It really is a generational curse until somebody break out of the curse. When I read that, it's just really like it made sense. If you raised by low income parents that don't, for whatever the reason is, either they didn't have education, they didn't make enough money, or if they, had a decent job and didn't know how to use their money. If you learn everything we learn from our parents.
Is that it right there?
Yep, that's it.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it. Let's see.
Put that up there so everybody can see it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's it. That is it. But yeah, it's you just look on there and it'd be a lot of stuff, man. I mean, a lot of stuff.
It's new. You should not let me do that.
Yeah, it'll let you do it now because I actually, when we finish this, I'm gonna show y'all something on the Men's Club website. But anyway, that's it though. Y'all just think about it. Just like I said, if you were raised in a low income parent situation, whether it be two parents or one parent, the risk of you remaining stuck in poverty is twice as high. Versus our counterpart. Every single culture has a tight-knit community, except black people. It's always my pastor said, instead of looking at it as crabs in a barrel pulling each other down, look at it as I'm at the top of the ring and I'm pulling everybody up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If you stop thinking of it as, you know, one person get on and the rest of them, you know, they claiming them trying to bring them down, they might be claiming them trying to pull themselves out of the barrel with them. You know what I'm saying?
Because a lot of times, even with, you know, jobs or houses, cars, whatever it is, and that's material stuff don't necessarily matter at the end because that hold the same size for everybody. But you know, when you think about what's said is not to that person how they get that, but how they get that.
Yeah.
Instead of asking, how'd you get there?
Yeah.
How did you get that job?
Right. What did you need to have?
How did you get that education?
Join us for part 2 of this conversation and many more to come at a Men's Code podcast every Wednesday on Facebook and YouTube.